Welcome to News 9 Live, and you are watching On Points with me. I have 9 on points and 9 headlines for you, but let me begin with the first on point. NEET Row continues to simmer, with the centre scrapping grace marks for 1,563 students and giving them an option to take a retest. On Thursday morning, the National Testing Agency informed the Supreme Court that it plans to cancel grace marks for 1,563 students, and those students will be provided an option to give a retest, which has been scheduled for June 23rd. Let's hear from some of the affected students and their parents, because this show is about, do we need an examination minister in this country? This show is about why India is not getting all its examinations right. When you can have a cool NDA exam, when you can have a cool UPSC exam, why can't we have NEET in place? Why can't we have the engineering exams in place? Why can't we have other local exams in place? These are the discussion points on which we are going to talk, and we'll have a panel of experts. But we will start first with the students, then go down to the NEET, then the broader issues, and then again come back how to resolve the problem with the students in this country face, and which is unfairness.
इंग्लिश मीडियम में पेपर दे दिया हमको ना, हिंदी मीडियम वाले हम तो ना मारा पीटी आपके साथ मारा पीटी हुई बेटा, बोलो मेरे बैग मारा बिना बाप बिना भाई बच्चों को बैग मारा।
जो मतलब बहन ने मेरी दिया, 4 साल चौथा अटेम्प्ट था उसका, और उसने दिया। अब देखते हैं हम लोग कि पिताजी हमारे कड़ी धूप में मेहनत करते हैं, फसल आती है, कभी ख़राब हो जाती, कभी सही हो जाती, मतलब खून पसीने की कमाई के बाद इतनी मेहनत करते हैं, और मतलब कि मेंटली जो पीस जो बच्चे की भंग होती है, वो मतलब बहुत निंदनीय बात है ये सब चीज़ें। अब कल तक एनटीए माना, कल तक एनटीए ही नहीं मान रहा था, ऐसी भी कुछ चीज़ें हुई, लेकिन आज माना, आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा, और धीरे धीरे अपनी बहुत सारी गलतियां मानेगी। बिहार में 10 से 12 लोग गिरफ्तार हुए हैं, आप लोगों ने उनको किस बिहाफ पे गिरफ्तार किया भाई? फिर उन्हें छोड़ दिए, अगर कुछ गलती नहीं की ना, तो फिर अगर वो लोग निर्दोष है तो उन लोग को छोड़िए।
सर हमें अब पेपर नहीं देने दे रहे हैं। एक तो ओएमआर ले ली, जो हमसे मना की थी कि तुम ये ओएमआर मत भरना, सिर्फ क्वेश्चन पेपर में टिक लगा देना, हमने वो कर दिया। अब फिर हमसे बोला कि तुम लोग तो यहाँ बैठे हो, फिर तुम्हारा पेपर वापस कैसे होगा, तुम बाहर जाके कुछ बोलो। बाहर जाके आए तो ओएमआर से हमारी अटेंडेंस लगा दी उसमें।
तो पढ़ाई खराब हो जाएगी मेरी, पढ़ाई
ये पता नहीं मेरा बाप
क्या हुआ है? पिताजी नहीं है,
पिताजी खत्म हो गया 1.5 महीने पहले से। पढ़ाई हमारा आई थी दाग में, पूरी परीक्षा होगी ना जब सीनियर की जब आई।
क्या नाम है आपका?
नाम लाल में
बच्चे पेपर देने आए थे, हम लोग घर पर थे, बट यहाँ से मैसेज गया किसी का, जो पेरेंट्स खड़े हुए थे उनका, कि कुछ हिंदी मीडियम इंग्लिश मीडियम का लफड़ा है। बच्चे बाहर आ चुके हैं, बच्चों ने शिकायत की, तो स्कूल के द्वारा ये कहा गया है कि सीए जो भी होंगे उनके द्वारा पेपर आपको यही करना पड़ेगा। यहाँ तक कि लाठी चार्ज भी हुआ है। अब बच्चों के भविष्य का क्या होगा?
बच्चों के साथ मारपीट भी हुई?
बिल्कुल, बच्चे कह रहे हैं कि मारपीट हुई है हमारे साथ। देखो मैंने नहीं देखा है।
Such a tragic thing. How deeply it affects the society. So before we delve further into the NEET Row, it is pertinent to understand the nature of exams that are conducted by the NTA. The National Testing Agency is an autonomous agency set up by the HRD Ministry in 2017 to conduct exams for admission in higher education institutions. Some of the biggest exams NTA conduct are NEET, UG and JEE-MAINs. Around 10 million students partake in exams conducted by the NTA. Around 25 lakh students appear for the CUET, or the Common University Entrance Test, or QUIT as better known, and 24 lakh students appear for the NEET, and around 13 to 14 lakh students take the JEE-MAIN exam. The fate of 60 lakh students is decided every year by the exams conducted by the NTA. And yes, if the students start to feel that something is unfair, then I think we really have a problem. So why is NEET problematic? The NEET-UG 2024 controversy started ever since the examination was conducted, and it gained momentum. Once the results were announced on June 4th, the NEET Row now is primarily centered on 3 aspects: paper leaks, grain barks, and examination center manipulation. And on top of it, students are saying that there's a case in Bihar. If there's a case in Bihar, then why the education minister is saying that there is nothing wrong? So these are the issues which are plaguing the country. And we will take you through the political reactions. We will take you through the reactions of the senior leaders. We will take you through the reactions of the experts. Like today, a lot of people came out and started talking about it. Two important people spoke. So there are two important bites which I'm going to play out first, then I'm going to go to my guest and then come back to the other subject. One is the bite of Dharmendra Pradhan, the education minister, and second Gaurav Gogoi, the opposition, because they have jumped into the NEET issue. So let me play out these two bites and then I introduce my guests.
दुर्भाग्य से इस बार नीट की 2 क्वेश्चन सेट्स होता है, गलती ना हो जाए इसीलिए चुनाव एग्जामिनेशन के दिन ही सूचित किया जाता है क्वेश्चन सेट ए या बी को यूज किया जाएगा, आइदर ऑफ द वन। इस बार जब परीक्षा हुआ, गलती से आउट ऑफ 4500 सेंटर 6 सेंटर में गलती से गलत सेट्स ऑफ क्वेश्चन आ गई। जब परीक्षा चल पड़ी, कुछ समय के बाद उसको संज्ञान में लिया गया और उसको विड्रॉ करके फिर सही प्रश्न पत्र दिया गया। उसमें कुछ टाइम लॉस हुई। उन 6 सेंटर में लगभग 1563 स्टूडेंट उसमें परीक्षा दे रहे थे। उनके मन में आया कि भाई ये हमारी साथ थोड़ा अन्याय हुई है, हमारी टाइम लॉस हुई है, हमारे लिए कुछ सोचनी चाहिए। सुप्रीम कोर्ट की एक स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर है, इस प्रकार की कहीं एंट्रेंस में कुछ विषय आती है तो री एंट्रेंस ना कराते हुए एक एवरेज मार्किंग, ग्रेस मार्किंग की मेथड पे उनको कंपनसेट किया जा सकता है। ऐसे एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ऑर्डर है क्लैट की स्टूडेंट्स की क्लैट के एग्जामिनेशन के माध्यम से। एनटीए ने उसको अप्लाई किया, एक एक्सपर्ट कमेटी बिठाई, उसमें से कुछ रिकमेंडेशन आई और उसको उन्होंने अप्लाई किया। उसके बाद देखा गया कि कुछ विद्यार्थियों की नंबर 100% हो गई, उनकी जो एवरेजिंग किया गया, उनको जो ग्रेस मार्क दिया गया, उसमें कुछ विद्यार्थियों की नंबर 100% हो गई। इस 23 जून को 1563 स्टूडेंट को दोबारा नीट एग्जामिनेशन का ऑप्शन उनके सामने दिया जाएगा। वो परीक्षा दे सकते हैं, नहीं तो जो उनको ओरिजिनल परीक्षा की जो नंबर है उनको जो उनको वो परीक्षा उसको भी ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो अगर उनको उसमें ना देके और एक चांस लेना है तो वो 23 जून को एक बार परीक्षा भी दे सकते, जो चाहेगा। ये आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक बहुत स्पष्टता के साथ ऑर्डर आई है।
एग्जाम सेंटर्स का जो एक नेक्सस बन चुका है, कोचिंग सेंटर्स, एग्जाम सेंटर्स का जो एक नेक्सस है, जो इसने पूरे आज हमारे मध्यम वर्ग, गरीब वर्ग के परिवारों का घर अस्थिर कर दिया है, पैसे मांगकर कि आप पैसे दो, पेपर लो, पैसे दो, प्रश्न जानो। 10 लाख, 20 लाख, 30 लाख, 40 लाख, इस प्रकार का जो ये नेक्सस है, क्या एनटीए इसकी जांच कर पाएगा? अगर एग्जाम सेंटर्स को, कोचिंग सेंटर्स को कहीं से किसी सुराग से अगर क्वेश्चन पेपर मिला है तो इसमें जरूर कोई एनटीए का अधिकारी या अधिकारी इसमें शामिल है।
Now let me introduce my guest, Advocate Anubhav Srivastava Sahai, educationist, Saurabh Pan, an academician, Dr. Jyoti, National Convener IMA Junior Doctors Network, and Aslam Ahmed, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court for the petitioner Alak Pandey. Let me straight away go to Advocate Anubhav Srivastava Sahai. Madam, do you think that there is an excess Is there a nexus between coaching institutes and examination center, as said by a third-term MP, Gaurav Gogoi?
Yes, definitely. This shows that there is a nexus. Who all are involved, coaching institutes or the solver gang or those who have leaked the paper. This needs a thorough investigation by an external agency, not NTA. That's why we are demanding CBI investigation, CBI inquiry in this matter. But the government is not ready to accept. They are not okay with CBI inquiry or some other inquiry by some other committee. The education minister was giving reference of expert committee which has been constituted, and they have given this grace mark. And the NT has also clarified that the committee, that expert committee, I don't know ye kis tarah ki expert committee ye constitute karte hain, whether how many experts are there. And this expert committee, after the committee was constituted, they have given this grace mark ka jo reference hai, grace mark idea. They have come up with this idea after giving reference of the Honorable Supreme Court order. Now the committee, they themselves have admitted that they have verified all the CCTV, and then only they have come up with this conclusion that these number of students should be given grace marks. And at the same time, yesterday I got to know the principal of one of the center was saying, and she has admitted on record in one of the media channel, that there was no time loss. So what kind of investigation this expert committee has? There's a big question mark. The credibility of NTA is at stake. That's why there is no transparency. Now they are on back foot after a lot of protest and the case being filed in Supreme Court. And definitely...
Fair enough, fair enough. So basically you're saying there is an excess. Let me go across to Aslam Ahmed. One, do you think that there is an excess, but the government says there is no nexus? It's a fair play and they have taken all the required and necessary action.
Good evening, Karthik ji and other members on the panel. I think at this moment, to answer this question is slightly premature as to whether there is any nexus or truck between coaching institutes and NTA, because the larger question is slightly different and is a mixed bag of questions. You see, NTA declared the exams were conducted on 5th June 2024 and results are declared on 4th June 2024, that is about a month later. Then what we see is that there is a flurry of activities and responses and questions raised in the media regarding grant of marks in an irrational manner. For example, let me explain you that in NEET examination, whatever I have understood, because I am representing one of the petitioners, there are a total of 200 questions, out of which you have to attempt 180 questions. Each question is of 4 marks, so you can get 18 into 4, 720. 720 is the maximum that you can get. Each mark is 4 marks and there is a negative marking. So if you don't get 720 marks, the next highest in order would be either 716. If there is no attempt or if there is a wrong attempt, then it would be 715. Now, alarm bells were raised when it was found by some educationists and some students that there are marks which are like 718 and 719. Now, this was explained by NTA in its responses on the website that this happened due to compensatory marking. Now, compensatory marking, the reason that they gave is that there was loss of time in certain centers of NTA. To be precise, they say 6 centers. And they have compensated for loss of time applying a certain formula based on a Supreme Court's guideline is what they say. The question is that their information brochure, their admission brochure does not talk of any grace mark. It only talks of grace time. So that is where there is a question mark. That is the moot question before different courts. Of course, there is a question of paper leak or paper not having been being distributed on time.
You know, Mr. Ahmed, the students are saying that when education minister says that there is no leak, but then why has Bihar police charge-sheeted people? Why have they taken action? Obviously. And the most important thing is, why will the world and the foreign students trust us? If we can't hold our examinations right, then why would foreign students come to us? It is not only about the students, it's also about the brand India. Dr. Jyoti, my question to you is, it's brand India which also gets affected in the long run. Why would other countries, other nations, other students collaborate when we can't hold our basic examinations in a correct way?
Good evening, Karthik ji and everyone in the panel. Regarding this, I wanted to say, because see, in whatever the exam which is conducted till now in India, it is called as a supreme most exam. But in this 2021, the percentage of inflation, we can say in the NEET score, it is almost 6.9% compared to the last 5 years. Every time it will be like 0.4% or 1.2%. And the second thing, the reopening of the registration, that I wanted to say one more thing here is, because here it is considered as a supreme thing, and people want from the foreign people who are coming here, and they want to give the government, and the NTA has supposed to give the clarity. One is like already the registration were closed. Only why for the 24,000 student they have given the reopening for the registration on April 9th. And the second thing, the Bihar thing, which is happening, students are on continuous and parents on continuous strike. And why this paper leak, the issue was raised and the complaint was raised, and still the NTA has not given the clear answers for these things. And the second thing, and the third thing is judger. There is a principle is saying there is no time lapse, but NTA is claiming there is a clear time lapse is there in that place. But why there is a differences in that? Why in the place of Rajasthan, where exactly for Hindi medium students, why the English medium students was given? And even after 4 o'clock, that the paper was on the social media, why in that places, few of the students were writing exams after the 4 o'clock. So all these questions need to be answered by the NTA. If only 1,563 students were given exams, why these 24,000 students got again the registration on April 9th. So why there is no uniformity? How can foreign institution can believe this India now?
Dr. Jyoti, we'll come to these issues one by one. Let me go across to Saurabh. And Saurabh, what are the structural issues? I know there are case-related issues, year-related issues, examination center-related issues. What are the structural issues? As a journalist, I've never heard stories coming when there's an NDA examination or a UPSC examination. What is the structural issue, one, when it comes to the NEET?
Thank you so much for having me in the panel first. The first problem that comes is the length of the examination when it comes to the volume of the students. If you talk about any other examination, 24 lakh people are sitting together at one place. Let's compare with JEE-MAINs, for instance. 11 lakh, 12 lakh people are writing the JEE-MAIN examination also, like this year. But they are sitting in 6 different sessions, because that's an online examination. So if a group up happen in one session, in one day, it will be affecting maximum 2 to 3 lakh people. Here it is a pen and paper mode examination where 24 lakh people are sitting together at different parts of the country in different conditions and writing the same examination and fighting for just around 60,000 seats. Secondly, in case you don't get into NDA, you might still get into something else. You might search for your options in some other fields as well. But when it comes to MBBS, if you don't get a government seat, the kind of seat you will be getting, for that you will have to pay minimum 50 to 60 times more fees for the same degree in the same college. That means it can go around 1 to 2 crores of rupees for that one degree that you can easily get by scoring marks in this examination. So cost as well as the volume of the students are huge. Third, the standardization of the examination paper, that has not been said by this time. This year, the NEET has changed the syllabus all of a sudden. And those new syllabus questions were not included in the main section A. Section A is the compulsory section. Section B have 15 questions per subject, out of which 10 are compulsory, 5 are optional. So the new syllabus questions were given in the optional questions, which have reduced the examination level all of a sudden also. This is also one of the reasons of increasing the cutoff. So standardization is not there. It's not like there is a fixed pattern of the examination in which the questions will come in the similar standard. That's why the NTA is able to defend the hike in the ranks also. Even though it is not justified mathematically, still they are giving the same argument again and again. Paper level decreased, average marks increased. Yes, lower average can increase. Upper average, we can say 700 segment can increase. But the middle segment cannot increase by 4 to 5 times on the same marks. So volume, non-standardization of the examination, These are the two major things which differentiate NEET from any other examination at this point of time.
Okay, wonderful. Very well put. Very well put, Saurabh. You know, we'll keep on coming back to you. But before I go forward, let's listen to the advocate who has filed the NEET plea.
मैं ये कहूँगा कि ये दिस इज़ पार्शियल विक्ट्री. ऑनरेबल कोर्ट ने सुना दोनों साइड को और काफ़ी रीजन्ड ऑर्डर किया और वी आर partially satisfied and I think the battle will still go on. उनको नोटिस दिया है NTA को कि आप जवाब दीजिए, डिटेल जवाब दीजिए.
So the other issue is of the layering. UPSC has a sense of layering. Even NDA has a sense of layering. So let me go back to Mr. Aslam Ahmed. Do you feel that the lack of layering in the NEET examination is causing problem? Because if you look at UPSC, there's a layer. You have a prelim, you have a main, and then you finally have an interview. So people go forward, come back, go forward and come back, and maybe on the third time they crack it. So is the absence of layering in NEET causing a problem? And also creating, which I think is the worst part for any young person, that the very system to evaluate you is unfair. I think that's the worst thing which the system does. A young mind, a fresh face, and the first thing which he or she comes across is an arm of the state which is felt to be unfair.
So that's right, Karthik ji. Of course, there is a pervading sense of lack of layering, and as was rightly pointed out by co-panelist Saurabh ji, that you see, this is perhaps the largest examination, and these are the things that I have also learned in the last 3-4 days when I filed the petition. We have the IIT examination, we have the law examination, which is a combined common law admission test. But this is an examination of all examination, or you can say mother of examinations, because about 24 lakh students aspiring to be medical professionals in years to come appear in the NEET examination every year, and this number is going to increase every year also. This is nowhere compared to perhaps for about 1 lakh or 2 lakh students aspiring to be lawyers through the CLAT exam, or for that matter, even appearing in UPSC examination or other examination. This is not that staggering amount of number. Yes, there is a need that there should be some change in the pattern, and that is what the petition that has been filed by me is by way of a public interest litigation as well, where we have requested the Honorable Supreme Court to not only look into the allegations by constituting a committee under its own supervision, but also to look for solutions that can be there for this kind of a scenario, because you have to take examination of 24 lakh of students once in a year over a 3-hour 20 minutes time horizon. That in itself is a gargantuan task and quite unachievable and a very highly difficult task. If it is staggered, if it is layered as you are suggesting, then certainly it will go a long way in alleviating the problem of the students, and they will perhaps be graded in a layered manner, which may perhaps be more fair to the system as well as to the students.
Very well put. But the NEET continues to be problematic for a multitude of reasons. One of the primary reasons, states like Tamil Nadu oppose the NEET because they argue that this exam favors the CBSE and the NCERT curriculum. The NEET is based on the NCERT curriculum, whereas most of the students in the South and East are enrolled in the state boards, which put them at a major disadvantage.
நீட் தேர்வு வந்த நாளிலிருந்து நீட்டுக்கு விலக்கு அளிக்க வேண்டும் என்கின்ற கோரிக்கை தமிழக அரசின் சார்பில் தொடர்ந்து விடுக்கப்பட்டது. அதோடு மட்டுமல்லாது நீட் தேர்விலிருந்து விலக்கு பெறுவதற்கு
Another argument against the NEET exam is that the coaching is needed to qualify for the exam, and this puts economically weaker students at a disadvantage and also creates a coaching dependency and forces many families into debt. So it's a huge issue. So Saurabh, how do we get our exams right? NEET is just one of them. Is India failing to get its exams right? Is there something structurally wrong?
Sir, here two things I want to answer. Firstly, about the Tamil Nadu, what you have just now shown, the BMK representatives are saying about the NEET examination. saying that the state board syllabus is different and all. Let's come to the ground reality. 4 years, 5 years back, they have revised the syllabus. I was one of the faculty who have given the training to those teachers also in the year of 2019 and 20 who came from Tamil Nadu to Andhra Pradesh. I was teaching over here and they took the coaching from us. They went there, started teaching. They changed the Tamil Nadu SCRT books. Interestingly, 2020 NEET examination, one question in chemistry came. The sink of carbon monoxide, one question was there, which was not there in NCRT, which was not in any of the state board books, except Tamil Nadu SCRT book. Because of that one question, 5 marks were many students suffered from those 5 marks in other parts of the country, and no one claimed about it. So it's just bogus political agendas being propagated on this platform just for the sake of gaining the publicity or putting front their long behind stand, which might have some other reasons also, which are not exactly the benefit of the student. Very strongly, I want to say this thing. Because Tamil Nadu SCRT books are at par, even better than the NCRT books. If anyone is reading that, they will easily get good rank. And you see, Tamil Nadu, 720 out of 720 in the last 3 years, if you see, maximum percentage of students getting 700 plus are from Tamil Nadu only, in the southern belt. So it's just bogus argument. Second thing I want to say, India is the most populous youth country. At this point of time, if you understand, we are conducting the examinations, even though the number of AIIMS and medical colleges and the engineering colleges are increasing. We need to understand the way we are filtering the student cannot be significantly different than the remaining, the other parts of the world. Yes, our system is evolving. We are still a kind of a country which is trying to figure out, because last year these aspirants were 20 lakhs. Suddenly 4 lakh will increase. All of a sudden the pressure will come in the conducting body also. I'm not being insensitive towards the conducting body as well. But then we are not evolving faster than we should be evolving. That means there should be, if there is such a big examination like NEET, 24 lakh aspirants are sitting, shouldn't you have a separate conducting body for it? Like MCI is conducting NEET PG examination now. Why NTA has to be given that responsibility, knowing that this is such a big examination and NTA is already overburdened with the other examinations as well? This evolution should be taken at the ministry level. The education minister should intervene here, should give this responsibility separately for NEET examination to one conducting body, and probably then the decisions can be taken faster. Otherwise, we are going to use the same methodology for NEET and JEE, it's not going to work. We cannot have multiple examinations for NEET examination. Why? 24 lakh aspirants are there. Let's do the maths. In online mode, you can have maximum 2 lakh people in one session. So 12 sessions you will conduct. And 12 session different papers will come. If I get full marks in my paper and you get full marks in your session paper, so then also there will be 12 different toppers. Then the normalization problem will come. So we need to find the solution. Like JEE-MAINs and JEE Advanced, like for All India quota, we can have another examination. For a state quota, we can use the pre-NEET examination, like pre-NEET and mains NEET, we can say. Mains NEET we can use for the All India quota examination. But going directly to online mode and doing normalization will create a bigger problem in future than we are getting right now.
Okay. Okay, but then there's also another issue when it comes to the exams. I think the other issue is paper leaks. They might be at the local level, they might be at the district level. Let me go across to Advocate Anubhav Srivastava. Paper leaks and ghostwriters. I think it's like a terminal problem with the Indian examination system. And since we have a federal structure, the crimes are committed in different states, but they are not holistically tackled as one.
Yes, actually, see, as far as the paper leak is concerned, it's not the first time that paper leak is happening in this NEET exam or a medical exam.
It's the same thing, madam. The two things come. It's the same thing. Paper leak, or someone has written the paper.
Yes, it's same. The solver gang also is involved. Solver gang is also involved. Impersonation. This has been done. Even last year also, in NEET exam, they have arrested people. So this is not the first time that all these things are happening. Paper leak is one part, but there are other problems also which the students are facing because of the solver gang, cheating. A lot of things are happening in NEET and in other exams also. I really appreciate Mr. Yogi Adityanath ji, because he has admitted, yes, there was a paper leak in UP, and now he is coming up with a strong bill for regulating this this paper leak thing. and solver gang also. So why not our central government is coming up? They have passed a bill in the month of February, I suppose, in the month of February 2024, a bill has been passed for this paper leak and for controlling this paper leak to solve this issue. A bill has been passed. Now, why the government is delaying? The act should come in force immediately. It can immediately come in force, and from this academic year onwards, the act can be implemented across pan-India. And there has to be a layer system also, which the...
Oh, you agree with that? You think that there has to be a layer system? You feel that there has to be a layer system?
Yeah, because for this NEET exam, definitely there should be a layer system.
How can NEET be layered?
Like we have for JEE, like we have for JEE, there are two exams, JEE-Mains and JEE-Advanced. Those who qualify for JEE-Mains, suppose 12 lakh students are appearing for JEE-Mains. And out of those 12 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs students qualify for JEE-Mains. And out of those 2.5 lakhs, again they appear for JEE-Advanced. Around 1 lakh students qualify for JEE-Advanced, that is IIT. Now what we can do is, we can also conduct two exams for NEET, NEET-Mains and NEET-Advanced. NEET-Mains, those who will qualify will get admission. Then again they will appear for NEET-Mains, NEET-Advanced. So those who will qualify for NEET-Mains can get admission at state level. And those who will qualify for NEET-Advanced will get admission in best of the institute. Like
Dr. Jyoti, do you agree that the layering will really help the problem of NEET and resolve the larger issues?
Pardon, I missed the question.
Do you think that the layering of NEET like UPSC can resolve the issue?
I don't think the layering of like whatever it is there in the UPSC or even JEE, because how you can do the layering in NEET exams? If you are dividing the paper into two, it is already how they have divided. One thing that I want to say, one thing is like already you asked one question about state and the central syllabus. There is also a lot of problem is there with the state and the central syllabus. Along with that, how can you do the layering? Because if you are doing the layering part, because I'll say in a state syllabus, lot of the things which is there in the central will not be covered. Because I am from the state syllabus student. When I am going for the NEET exam, most of the things will not be covered in Karnataka and in most of the places like Tamil Nadu and Kerala. If you are layered, if you are making a uniform exams, how a state syllabus students can sit for the layering? So for all the 24 lakh students, if you are doing the layering part, how it will be done? It is not possible to do a layering. So already in the NEET paper, it is decided that 60 to 70%, whatever the 60 to 70 mark, it is all the mediocre question. It will be given. 10% will be little bit, the 60 to 70% easy, 10% the medium, another 10% is the difficult, another test one is a very difficult, which differentiates between the IQ. So if layering is done, if layering cuts down the leak of the paper, I don't think layering can be done for the NEET examinations. Already paper will be very difficult and a different.
Then what is the solution, Dr. Jyoti? Then what is the solution?
The solution is the syllabus, whatever the thing it is there, should be uniform to even to the state and even to the national, the central syllabus. Because there is lot of disparities there between the state and the central syllabus, and the pattern of a question and the structure and the standardization should be in a very uniform in a different way for the, especially for the those who are giving for the NEET examination. So the thing is, the part of the things, so whatever the question should be appearing for all the 60 to 70% NEET, it should cover. It is an easy question, whatever we are saying, it should appear in all the syllabus. Another 10% difficult, another medium, another 10% difficult. Very difficult is the very differentiating for the IQ feature. That will be like difference will go for everywhere. So that we can't decide, that depends on the every individual IQ. And so the thing is uniformity of the first education system, the syllabus, that should be maintained. So layering, as we are doing for the UPSC, it is not an easy thing what we are, because in the layering system, what happens, UPSC, they will.
I think you know, this is an idea which has been talked about. Mr. Ahmed, you know, Dr. Jyoti, I must say that this is an important point. A lot of people say that one nation, one test, but then it cannot be without syllabus being in order. Mr. Ahmed, Am I audible to you?
Sorry, is that question to me?
Yes, the standardization of the syllabus. Is it possible, feasible, or is just a dream thing like one nation, one poll? So, one nation, one test.
I think by one nation, one test, you mean simply for NEET examination, correct?
Standardization of syllabus, as Dr. Jyoti was saying, that nationally the syllabus needs to be standardized.
But for that, I think that can be done, or whether it will be a good idea or a bad idea is something that only an educationist can answer. Okay. But my first thought on the subject is that, for example, the disparity between the state syllabus and the central syllabus continues to exist as on today. Now, unless we have a uniform policy on education, I mean a uniform course on education, it might be very difficult to have a one nation, one test kind of a scenario. It might only be a slogan. Because there are different states with a federal structure, students are coming from a different background and different types of classes. With that kind of a background, you may not be able to have a one nation, one test kind of a scenario.
Okay, I think I should take this question to Saurabh Pant. Saurabh, is this possible, standardization of syllabus, one test, or it's like a fairy tale?
Here I have 2 points to add. Are we not having one single test for JEE-MAIN and JEE Advanced? There the Tamil Nadu students, Karnataka students are not sitting. Are we not having the best college for research, ISC Bangalore, there in the same state that the other panelist was talking about? Are we not having the IIT Madras conducting the examination at the national level just last year for the IIT JEE Advanced examination? We have. The question arises, if you're not going to have a standard examination, how are you going to really check? There should be a level playing field. Coming to the second part, first thing, it is already being conducted. It's not a big thing. Same thing can be done for NEET examination. Same thing is happening for NEET examination. It's not even a point of debate that something we are already having, we are saying that it should happen again or not. It's already happening. NEET is that one single examination already. And if this problem would not have come this year, we will not even be talking about it. Because I'm saying we are still in a process to put a proper system. Let's not go back 4, 5, 10 years back where we were filling 15, 16 forms for taking admission, and every form cost around 2,000 rupees now according to the present inflation. So for a poor person, if you are talking to me, 15 forms, 30,000 rupees, from where you are going to pay? At least here 1,700 rupees they are taking, but they are giving us the spectrum of all the colleges available throughout the country. Second thing I am saying, talking from the grassroots level, I received my education from Uttarakhand. Then I started teaching in Rajasthan. Presently I am teaching in Andhra Pradesh, which more or less covers the northern part, central part, and the southern part of the India. So I have seen all the 3 curriculums here in detail. Tamil Nadu I have seen in detail. Kerala I have seen in detail. Karnataka I have seen in detail. I am talking about the present last 4 to 5 years. NCERT is bluntly copied. Bluntly, they have copied NCERT in most of the curriculum, including Uttarakhand, Rajasthan as well. In the state of Andhra Pradesh, in the state of Telangana, in the state of Tamil Nadu, the books are even better than NCERT. They have everything, which is obviously there will be certain points there in NCERT, not in this book. But understand, are we preparing the student only to work at a national or a state level or at a global level? So our curriculum should be matching not only state to state, but also globally. Our student from IIT and AIM should be better than the student of Stanford and MIT. And if you are going to reduce the syllabus state-wise, district-wise, city-wise, then why do you have so many medical colleges of the national and international importance at the first place? So yes, we need standardization. Otherwise, there is no point of education in this country. We are the global leaders for tomorrow.
Oh, very well put. And before we go forward in our show, let me play out the bites of the academicians, specialists Dr. Krishnan and Dr. Rai.
It is certain that the transparency of this examination is somehow curtailed. The basic nature of this examination is for the students to get admission into medical colleges. These are the future doctors of the country. From 2 to 3 years, they are preparing in various states, various centers, various other institutions. And I think that when it comes to the matter of 24 lakhs of students, only 1,500 students who has got grace marks and they will be given option, that cannot be done. We have to come up with a practical solution that is acceptable to all the students.
I am happy today's Supreme Court has done this thing, but still I will say the Supreme Court should investigate with the independent agency and should put an allegation. The culprit should be punished severely, and next time it should not happen, because it is playing with the life of the students who are the future of our country.
Saurabh, you were talking about the fact that we should be ready when it comes to matching our students with the global universities. But then how is it possible when the fairness of the exam is being debated every day and every evening? I mean to say, it's about trust. It's like a brand value. When you use the word Stanford or Harvard, no one has a barometer. It's like a brand value. You feel it in your mind. So if your exams are not fair and people have no trust, then who will trust the students who come through those exams? That was the first question which I put when the debate started.
Very rightly put, sir. And this I am facing on everyday basis. I'm in contact with around 5,000 to 6,000 NEET aspirants of this year on everyday basis, whom I have taught and who have taken the guidance from us. And I am feeling a big change in the trust towards the system. Such a big blunder these people have done from NTA. Let me tell you how, like in a simple words, if I say, what I felt happened today is that a child was caught stealing. The neighbor came and told, from my house, the child was stealing something. So father has given 2 slaps to the child so that the neighbor does not give 5 slaps. Same thing NTA have done. When they are the people suggesting we will conduct the re-NEET for 1563 people, it happened wrong. Committee NTA only made, headed by the NTA chairman. Previously also, NTA had given the same solution. So, bhaiya, when you were knowing this was a problem, why was such a hurry? It's not like you were passing the deadline of the NEET result. Again, we should be underlining this point. 4th June, they released the result. 14th June was the tentative date for the result. If you were not having enough time to think about the remedy of 1563 student, and within 4 days you are coming with a solution because of the pressure created by the media. So why didn't you use those 10 days properly to analyze the situation?
No, absolutely, absolutely. I should, put this question across to all our panelists. Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, do you think that the NTA has really blundered into this?
Yes, definitely. And it's not only NEET. For JEE also they have done this year, previous year. For JEE students also raised voice, but maybe everybody was busy with election and I don't know. But this is happening with NTA. NTA is not able to conduct the exam properly. As far as JEE advanced exams are concerned, you will see that nobody questions that exam because IITs, they conduct JEE advanced exams. So definitely there's a big question mark as far as NTA is concerned. As Saurabh has pointed that NTA is conducting exam for almost all the students and various exams, state level, CUET also they are conducting. They're conducting other entrance exams, recruitment exams, several exams NTA is conducting. So why not give this exam if NTA is not able to handle it properly to some other examination conducting body? Definitely we need some kind of solution for this scam which is happening every year. This is not the first time it is happening. This year more and more evidence we have, so that's why everyone is raising voice. So we need a proper solution from this particular year. If we can have a layering system, if we can have a common syllabus, RTE Act mandates that each and every state should implement the education policy in their own state.
I think I should also put this question to Dr. Jyoti. Dr. Jyoti, has NTA blundered as two panelists feel?
Definitely, NTA has created, because every year it is happening. If everyone thinks that NTA is overburdened with so many exams, is not able to deliver the exams in a proper way, there are so many other boards are there. They should give to other people who can conduct the exam in a proper way. See, all these year, all the things were happening, but this year, the thing was created because lot of issues are happening here. I already mentioned why it was like registered open on 9th, why that people went and complained, why people still for the BR NTA is not able to answer. After all these issues which happened in the May 4th, but still, why they are in so hurry to announce the result on June 4th itself? It was announced, it was on June 14th. They could have sorted out all the issues. They could have announced the results.
Falling short of time. I'm really falling short of time, Dr. Jyoti. I want to thank all of you, Aslam Ahmed, Dr. Jyoti, Saurabh Pant, Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, on this conversation. We at the News 9 Live have decided to take up NEET as an issue. And as the editor of the channel, I would say that we would keep our commitment on the issue of NEET. whether it's a story of a leak, whether it's a story of a solver gang, whether it's the story of injustice at the level where students feel they have been cheated, we at News 9 Live will bring forth the news and also experts trying to give solutions which the government has failed to do so. So this was on point number 1. But the on point number 2 is Manipur continues to simmer with tensions with women's group protesting against our own security forces.